Welcome to Ping Pong Dreams, where stories are not just told, but felt, where legends come alive and the heartbeat of table tennis echoes through time. Today, we embark on the journey of a man who didn't just play table tennis, he redefined it. A genius so profound, he blurred the line between athlete and artist. He embodied grace, composure, and the art of movement. Perhaps he is also the most beloved foreign athlete in Chinese sports history. This is the story of Jan-Ove Waldner. Born on October 3rd, 1965, in the suburbs of Stockholm, Waldner had a simple upbringing. His childhood was calm, but within that modest home, destiny quietly wove the fabric of a legend. His older brother, Kjell-Åke, was the first to guide little Waldner to a basement table, the very first temple of a dream that would last a lifetime. The room was cold, dimly lit, but to the young Waldner, each bounce of the ball held something magical. While other kids chased snowflakes, he chased rhythm, the sound of paddle striking ball, the dance of movement and strategy. From the earliest days, people noticed something unexplainable about him. Waldner didn't learn table tennis, he absorbed it. While others needed thousands of hours to master a technique, he needed only minutes. His hands seemed born for this game. Coaches at Sporvagen's BTK quickly realized they weren't training a talent, they were witnessing the emergence of a phenomenon. But talent alone doesn't make a legend. At 15, Waldner took the first step on a path that would define him, a training camp in China. Not a sightseeing tour, but total immersion in a world where table tennis wasn't just a sport, but a religion. In China's rigid training academies, he was crushed, beaten, over and over. In one practice match, he lost 0-11 to a much younger kid, a defeat that might break others, but not Waldner. He watched. He learned. He quietly realized that to go far, he had to destroy himself and rebuild. What he brought back from China wasn't imitation, it was transformation. Waldner fused Chinese discipline, footwork, and technique with European creativity and strategic thinking. He became a hybrid the sport had never seen. On court, he didn't just play, he orchestrated symphonies. His serves whispered deception, his returns danced with mischief. And his body didn't move with brute force, it flowed, like living jazz. By the late 1980s, Waldner was no longer just Sweden's star. He was the conductor of a revolution. Alongside teammates like Jürgen Persson, Mikael Appelgren, and Erik Lind, he led Sweden's golden generation in challenging the impossible, China's absolute dominance. From 1989 to 1993, Sweden won 3 consecutive World Team Championships. And at the center of it all was Waldner, not a roaring warrior, but a silent assassin. If one moment defined his greatness, it was the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, the first time table tennis was an official Olympic sport. The men's singles final pitted Waldner against Jean-Philippe Gatien, fast, fierce, explosive. But Waldner was ice. He didn't win with speed, but with timing. Not with power, but with brilliance. He seemed to know where the ball was going even before his opponent hit it. Final score, 3-0. But the world didn't just witness a victory, it witnessed a lesson in genius. He didn't raise his arms or scream, he simply nodded. A nod that became a symbol, as if to say, I understand table tennis, and now you do too. That Olympic gold medal placed Waldner among legends. In Europe, he was a national treasure. But in China, the land that once humbled him, he was embraced as a son. Chinese fans called him Lao Hua, Old Hua, a term of deep affection. They lined up for autographs, followed him on the streets, hung his posters like rock stars. No foreign athlete, not in basketball, not in football, was ever loved in China the way Waldner was. Because they saw more than skill in him. They saw respect, humility, and the soul of an artist. He didn't defeat China with arrogance, he conquered with excellence and bowed with grace. He didn't provoke, he smiled. He didn't shout, he listened. Though he didn't speak Chinese, Waldner spoke a language beyond borders, the language of table tennis. Even as he aged, as opponents grew younger, faster, stronger, Waldner endured. He evolved from artist to strategist. At the 2004 Athens Olympics, at age 39, he beat players 20 years younger to reach the semifinals. His reflexes may have slowed, but his mind had never been sharper. He read angles like novels, felt spins like poetry, reminding the world once again, in table tennis, sometimes thinking defeats speed. After retiring from international play, Waldner didn't chase the spotlight. He didn't open academies or become a commentator. He quietly stepped away, a master who had already said everything he needed to say through his game. But his presence never faded. Coaches around the world still show Waldner's matches to students. His games are studied like classics. Children mimic his still stance before a serve. That calm gaze, those minimal movements, everything about him looked simple, but required the mind of a genius. What makes Waldner immortal isn't the medals, though he has many. Not even his longevity, though his career spanned nearly 5 decades. It's that he played with meaning. Every point a philosophy, every match a message. While others played to win, Waldner played to understand. He saw sport as a dialogue, between mind and body, between opponent and self. He didn't play to dominate, he played to discover. And perhaps what made him most beloved was his humility. A living legend, but never arrogant. He never boasted, never sought glory. He simply loved the game. Whether in a grand stadium or a small club, Waldner played with the same quiet reverence. Today in Sweden, he's a silent hero. In China, the name Lao Hua still stirs emotions. In the world of table tennis, he is more than an athlete. He is an ideal. He was the blonde boy who came to China and returned as an artist. The man who danced with the ball, sculpted points from chaos, the one who never needed to shout to be heard. His story is about resilience, from a 0-11 defeat to a 3-0 Olympic gold, about humility, a champion without ego, and about legacy, not just in medals, but in the hearts of people. Jan-Ove Waldner showed the world, table tennis isn't just a sport, it is a mirror of life, fast, unpredictable, intellectual, and profoundly human. If Waldner's quiet elegance ever touched you, let this story live on. Not all geniuses need noise to be remembered. Some only need a table, a paddle, and the silence between 2 bounces to show the world what greatness looks like. Thank you for listening to Ping Pong Dreams. More beautiful stories await. But today, let silence speak. Remember the man who didn't play to impress, but to express. Keep dreaming and keep playing.